Good morning, traders! Who's ready to go ahead and get after this market? I'll tell you one thing, I'm not short of energy today. So charge me up, get it going. Is the EV going to rock it today? What's going to happen to the banks? Will technology go lower? There's so much to talk about. And of course, jobless claims starting to show a little bit of labor weakness. We're starting to go down on that. We'll see. Will we take out some lows in these banks today? Find out right here on Live Trading.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team. Good morning to you guys out there. Carmen, Bourne, Rain. We got you all out there. Jesse, Crow, Gary, Matthew. How you guys doing out there? Smoked tuna, man. I'm going to have to actually do some smoked tuna this weekend, or at least some smoked salmon. You got the whole weekend ready to go ahead and get the smoker out. It's like 80 degrees over here in Charlotte, so I'm ready for it. Beach Bum in the house, Crow, Silver. I love you guys out there. Let's bring the boys on. Ryan, Zunaid, how we doing out there, team?
Good morning to you.
Started.
It is the start of the Masters. Ryan's all happy. Things are good. We also have the Frozen Four today, starting this evening, where Michigan is going to be playing in one of those games too.
Yeah, I got to work on that golf game, Ryan. When I get out there in Detroit, we're going to Top Golf. We're doing whatever we got to do. We got to work on that. No need to work on the smaller chip game, though. It's all about the drive, right? Oh, how far are you driving it, Ryan?
I'm not really great with the D stick. I'm averaging about 270 off the tee, but I'll tell you what, the real golfers are made in the short game. Putting and chipping is what separates the men from the boys.
Well, let's just say that's where I definitely suck at. All right, let's get to the action. Let's take a look at the stock market here. Of course, we'll be watching some stocks today. Of course, I still got a tiny piece of Microsoft. And so really kind of looking really great in this trade. Overnight, we were actually lower than where we are right now. But I got this one at 285.55 yesterday. So we're going to continue to ride this one, see if we can break 281s today. But also going to be watching the Qs overall. You can see the weakness coming right back into the market today with the announcement of the jobless claims. This is what I'll be watching. Do we recover? That's a big watch for me. LITE, the big kind of tech name that got hit overnight. Kind of keep watch on this. If this could recover back to let's say 47s, right back up there, you could start seeing tech also maybe climb the wall of worry here. So I don't also just think the tech is just going to get destroyed, right? That's why I'm taking majority of the profits really quickly in these types of trades. I'm trying to just take the profits, let a runner happen, but of course, looking for the first swing to take majority of it off. We'll see what happens today. Oracle getting hit hard today. Stocks like this getting hit hard after they've been really strong, right? Now we'll see if we actually get continued weakness in the technology. It was a turnaround yesterday. Will the turnaround continue? That's my question of the day. Now I'll kick it to you guys to take a look at some stocks. Who wants to go first?
I can take it.
Boom.
Oh, you.
Ryan in the house.
Don't worry, Zunaid. I will be quick and I will leave you ample time to go over your
no worries, pal.
watch list. Okay. What we're looking at here today first is going to be the SPY, right? This is going to be the big thing that I track every single day. As Mitch mentioned, we are going to see some we have been seeing some weakness. I did get the job numbers. Jobs seem to be softening. That's a good thing. We need that, right? We need that in order to get inflation under control. We'll see where we end up going there. Looking at the SPY here, the first level in play today is going to be this 405.86. I have it marked as 405.86. Let me see if I get the actual candle. The low of that candle was 405.88. So it looks like I was off by 2 pennies. I'll go ahead and adjust that here. this is going to be the first level. This is yesterday's intraday low. So if we break this, I think that we're likely going to trade lower here. The next spot that I would have if we break 405.88 is going to be 403.20. Now, we may not get there today. We'll see. I'm actually expecting the volumes to be a little bit light with the Masters and then obviously Easter and Passover. So a lot of stuff going on. Easter weekend, Passover started last night, Masters today. I'm expecting lower volumes. However, the next levels I'm looking at are these. I don't know that we'll actually take these out here. On the upside, I think one of the first things that we would look to is taking out the top of that candle. So the top of that would be 408.50, thereabouts, and we'll see if we end up taking that out. My thought is that we're going to remain bearish and continue to trade lower. As far as some of the small caps goes, this is good for us. This is going to help us identify relative strength. We know that being in day trades, we're just trying to get in and get out. We're not trying to overstay the welcome. We're not trying to start swing trades here. So that's my outlook here on the SPY. We'll see where we end up going. Take a brief look at the movers list. Let's go ahead and start with AMC. We do actually have a catalyst here. AMC Entertainment shares are trading higher after a Delaware court denied the company's request to proceed with its plan for increasing authorized common shares, a stock conversion and a reverse split. So what happened here is that the CEO filed an 8K. I don't want to get into it too much because there's a lot of battling back and forth. CEO filed an 8K, blamed us for doing fake news, and that's why the stock sold off. According to him, the court is actually blocking his attempt to try and dilute the stock further. That should be a red flag to anyone that's long, but we'll see how it goes. As far as AMC goes, we are up here in the pre-market. If you guys like trading some of these meme names that are all over the place, AMC is ripping to go here today. I don't know which direction it's going to go, but I do think this will be in play. 450 here going to be the bottom. Looks like we actually just broke beneath that. Let's see if we find some support at the VWAP. Maybe we take out 462 and then the 475 level. This 484, this was a line from the past, right? So if I zoom out a little bit here, you can see that this 484 goes all the way back through several price cycles of AMC here. So we'll go ahead and see if AMC gives us any tradable opportunities today. Next here is going to be CNSP. This one I actually didn't have charted prior to this going on. It looks like this just popped here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the news here together. Looks like CNS Pharmaceuticals receives approval from Competent Authority and Central Ethics Committee in Italy for potentially pivotal global trial evaluating some drug that I'm not going to butcher for the treatment of GBM. I don't even know what that is. So I got to look a little bit more into this, but we are popping here up 63%. One of the things that we're going to be looking for is, can we take out the top of this pre-market range? That's at 165. We're currently at 142. Let's go ahead and mark the bottom of that. That wick was 131. Let's see where this ends up settling. Octo, this is another one that's up here today. This is 8Co Holdings. This was as high as 287, come all the way back down to this 237. We actually double tested this. So it looks like it's holding. So maybe we do get a curl through VWAP and we'll see where we go from there. We do have some news here. They reported earnings this morning. So that's what the catalyst is there. FOA, this is Finance of America. I'm actually not even sure what this is. We did pop up to 191, came back in towards this 172. I don't think I saw any news here. Yeah, not really sure what's going on here. This is moving, so keep it on the back burner, but not looking to trade this unless something firms up or becomes a little bit easier. We got the return of the GRR. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more tactical with this one instead of just goofing around trading it for its silly ticker. We did pop as high as 351. If we take a look at 351 was right in the middle of where the area that we were looking for yesterday. Remember, 350 ended up being a spot. 359 was where it was ultimately rejected. So the interesting thing for me here today is, can we actually get back up to test that 359? And if we do we end up popping it? We are above the VWAP right now. If we cross 342, perhaps we would challenge 360, and we'll see if we end up going higher here on GRR. MCOM, this did pop as high as 316. I think we had some news here. Shares, nope. This was from Wednesday. That one was without news, just popped here, gave a lot of its gains back. I think that's about TEL. I don't think TEL had news. AMC, we already talked about. Yes, sorry. TEL did have news. Teller-owned shares are trading higher after the company announced it entered into a binding letter of intent with investor regarding the sale and leaseback of roughly 800 acres of land owned and or leased by Driftwood. Not sure why that's great, but we are up 10% here on TEL. We'll see if we can. We're actually kind of hanging out right by the VWAP. Let's see if we can curl off that VWAP and go towards the pre-market highs. Zunaid, I'm sorry I didn't leave you much time, but you're all set.
That's all right. No worries at all. Let's go ahead and talk about the SPY. Pretty simple in terms of support, and that's going to be the 406 area. If you go ahead and look left, you can see that you had support right there. Continue looking left, you can see you had resistance on the 31st of March, and then you also had a pop and then a retest, and then the support went ahead and held. This is the 15-minute chart that you're looking at. So that 406 came into play yesterday. I would be interested to see how it's going to come into play today. If you're wanting to go short, I would go ahead and wait for the crack and then the retest to go ahead and get the best possible entry. If you're looking to go long, the 408 area is where I'd be interested to go ahead and play that one long. But again, you've got to break it. You got to come back for the retest and go from there. MRK, you can see that you've got a little bit of, let's go to the 30-minute. Matter of fact, let's go to the daily on this one. You can see that you've got a little bit of resistance up top here at that 112. We are breaking above it. So let's see if we get that retest on ticker MRK. And of course, we've got Google here that's going to see if we can go ahead and make a move above 106. Don't have the cleanest look on that one. We're less than 30 seconds away from the market opening. So as I see some more things, I'll let y'all know. But that $100 trade on BABA worked out beautifully for us yesterday. We'll see what's in store. Probably not going to trade that one, though. AI, keep an eye on 20 bucks. That one's been like a level that's been working out for quite some time. You can see how beautifully that is. Look at that. 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. What happens is to be determined. That's definitely a level to keep an eye on. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. Again, not going to trade SPY in this range. A little bit of a choppiness. Not my cup of tea there. Let's see if we can go ahead and put
Octo breaking that support. Let's wait for that to firm up here. Big offer too on Octos. That one looking like it's kind of flat out of the gate here. YVR penny stock popping out of the gate, but immediately coming back in. We'll wait for that to firm up too. CNSP has me a little bit worried as it's below that pre-market support that it found. Octo still continuing to break down. Good Lord.
SPY looking to go test the 406s quite possibly.
Market's still feeling weak here out of the gate. Apple's trying to firm. VIX is higher. And CNSP seems to be crossing through the VWAP now. Let's see if we get a little up, rejected, crossed through it, and then knifed back in. So a lot of these smaller plays here not working just yet. Let's check out GUR, though. Oh, here we go. Octo coming back, it looks like.
I've got an order out. I don't know why it's not showing up. Let me make sure. Yeah, I've got an order out on the SPY here. Let me go and refresh and see if that bad boy takes care of it.
Really quickly, while Zunaid's doing that, on GUR, if we break that 559, we're going to try it right here. You might be able to do this on a pop above. Let's see. This is where it stopped yesterday on GUR. I'm not in this, by the way. Not in this. Here's 359. There it goes. We couldn't take that yesterday. It's gone today. GUR might be a play here. A little bit more size there at 363. See if we can actually take that. I think if we take that, we probably push here.
An area to keep in mind
go
on
ahead,
GUR
sorry.
is $3. Now you're fine because that's the previous close and also support where it found itself on pre-market. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put in an order to purchase about 500 shares there at 302s if I can.
There you go. So you're playing the comeback to support dip and curl, which honestly, I think you might have better odds with that, Zunaid. I think that's pretty smart. But let's see if we pop above here. Sometimes these momentum names can do some crazy things. 363, your high print there. Still being rejected there, or not able to get over it. Octo still feels heavy here, really struggling with the 230 handle on Octo. You guys are checking GFAI. Let me see if I can bring that up in a different chart here. GFAI actually a nice little grind out of the gate here. I don't have any levels necessarily. Let's see. 1001 maybe? 10? GFAI. Take a look at that here in a sec. Market's still weak here. And Zunaid, we can take Gur off. Gur still, I'll let you know if it breaks through here.
All right, no worries. I'm going to go ahead and put up AMD. I'm looking to buy AMD at 90.03 if I can go ahead and get the fill. That's plenty of ways away. Let's keep an eye on Amazon as that one's looking to test 100. Oh, man, that was a nice level. Damn, that's on me. I missed that. That's on me. Yeah, let's see what happens at 100. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Could be a nice fadeaway play. Here's Baba, about $1 away. Again, this level of like 99.50s or so is just not letting it go to 100, which is where I'd want to play it. But nonetheless, Snow, by the way, we got a chance to play this one yesterday on the break of 150. That was just a beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't get the whole move of $6. I caught about $1 or $2. Looks like I did go ahead and get filled on.
Big knife.
Yep. And then let's see where that is.
Right to the VWAP. It's almost as if that VWAP is important. GFAI halted. Oh, good shout, Crow. GFAI halted. Man, went right. Look at GFAI right through that 958. Bang, right up to 1065 and halted here. Not in GFAI, but good spot there, chat. That was on the docket from yesterday.
Kind of want to take a stab at it right as it's at VWAP. We'll take 250 shares.
Now, I noticed right there, Zunaid, strategy-wise, you're taking a little bit less because it was not your initial buy-in, right? You reduced your position size in order to control your risk there?
Yep, that's pretty much it. So you can see on the bottom, I was wanting to take 500 shares. Here, it's kind of like, hey, it's near VWAP. Let me just take a quick stab at it just in case this decides to bounce from VWAP and break the highs into the $4 range. I'll halt up or something like that. But nonetheless, I'm only risking about $40. But the real position that I'd like is down here. But let's go ahead and see how this one plays out. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a 2-box. So there's Gur to your left. Let's go ahead and see what SPY is doing to our right. SPY, might. Is it going to give us the fill? Oh, we're way below there. All right, SPY went ahead and crossed the 406s. Had a little bit too much of a when it went down. I don't like that. But nonetheless, I am long 200 shares of the SPY. Now we'll see if this holds on as support like it did yesterday or not.
I was going to say, Zunaid, looks like a repeat of yesterday, right? We kind of did the same thing. And we're right at yesterday's intraday low on the S&P cash right now.
Stopped out on Gur. Now focused in on the SPY. Let's go to the minute and see where the
Gur big pull here, 320 now.
All right, SPY. So at the moment, you've got yourself about 12 cents from the 406. That obviously is not enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can move my stop losses. Yep, move that there. I'm going to see if I can take gains before the 50-cent area. All right, there we go. We're now up about 30 cents. There we go. Come on. Come on. Give me about 20 more cents. Come on, go ahead and break this 35 and head to the 50s. Come on. Something else that I could get, where's 20? Oh yeah, there's 20 on AI. Hasn't been tested just yet, but let's come back to, oh, there you go. There's 40s. There's 40s. Come on. There's no way. Thank you. There we go. Cool. So thankfully, it wasn't all losers this morning for me, but simple trade, right? Just looking left, the 406 held as support. Nice little trade to the upside. Went ahead and locked in gains. I would have loved to hold on, but I didn't want to. But to me, it's just that 50 cent area, right? I'm like, hey, let me just lock it in right before it gets to VWAP. But then I was like, hey, 50 cents is right there. I want to be safer than sorry, or better safe than sorry, especially when I'm down on a couple of trades already. Let's go to check out Tesla is what folks are talking about.
And while you're doing
Please,
that,
it's all you.
Seco, Chatter's talking about Seco too. Good volume expansion here on Seco. Looks like it's about to test that one handle. Maybe we actually push through one. I have 107 marked off from the last time that we were trading SECO. So let's see if SECO gets going here. Crow, I know you seem to be on this one. Gone. I guess it is up 14 cents from the VWAP cross. I would like this a little bit more, frankly. All right, Zunaid, talk to us about Tesla.
You're good. You're good. So Tesla, you can see how yesterday's low right there ended up being support today, or excuse me, ended up being resistance today. So you had support yesterday, same level, ended up being resistance today, and down it came by about $3-4. I'm trying a little bit something of a different strategy, if you will. It's kind of tougher to explain, but I'm charting options. So you'll see on the bottom here, I am long the puts, the 406 that expired today. Again, it's a weird strategy. I have an itch for it, so I'm trying it out. We shall see how it goes. So I do have some puts. The 40, what did I say I have? The 406s that expire today. So I would love for this 406 to go ahead and break.
All right, interesting move here in tech to get started. We do got a little bit of some downside action, looking to see if this can continue. Watching like Soxas that ripped already 1925s and 1960s. If you were able to get a scalp on that right out the gates, not a bad move. Looking at the SQQQs, that's going higher. Qs going lower here out the gates. SPY down there towards 406. We'll look to see if we continue to see leaking. I'm looking to see if financials go into the red, healthcare leading, and communication services. That's where we see some strength right now. And then, of course, utilities have been strong as of late. I have to keep an eye out on names like Duke, NextEra Energy, XEL. I'll keep a watch on those. All right. What else is going on? Walmart being mentioned in the chat. Walmart got a uplift rating. Costco got hit yesterday. I have a feeling that it might come back from those losses today, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Costco definitely took a hit in the pre-market. It's just got a little pop there out the gates. Now pulling back underneath VWAP. We'll look to see if we get that up move. But really, I'm looking to see the SPY overall. If we get a change on tune, because SPY is down there. Making new lows now. Qs, we'll see if this goes a little lower. Definitely taking a big hit in some stocks out there today.
There goes SPY to the downside. Our puts are now up about 12%. The 406 puts, I'm long 3 of them. I'm going to look to sell maybe around the 130, maybe the 140 range. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be a little patient.
AMD right now off of VWAP. I'm looking at this one potentially for a day trade action here. Nvidia right at VWAP also. Going to look to see if they're going to go green here. Microsoft is just hanging out there at the VWAP. I still got a piece of this team. I'm up a pretty good amount, so I'm just going to let this continue to work today. We'll see what happens. If it does get back above, let's say like 284.50s, I'll get out the rest. But right now, I'm just going to keep working this position.
SECO
looking to short.
SECO higher, GFAI higher. So those two plays going. SECO, that was a really good call there. Crow, you were on that super early, my man. Whew.
Going to look for another push and fade off of on CrowdStrike going to 125.50, then fading off of that level.
SECO monster winner, trim and trail. If you were in this from anywhere, really 90 cents and below, we're up 30 plus cents here on a nice little scalp on SECO. Big time move here. Way to identify that little volume pop earlier and then get the follow through on the volume expansion, Crow. This is what we look for. This is it right here.
I see you guys out there.
Bang.
Ooh, SMCI coming back a little bit. How'd that LITE do? It do an up move here out the gates. Got up there through the 47, so that actually looks like it's trying to come back after these losses here. So it could climb the wall of worry right back. That one's an interesting one. LIT back at VWAP here. Is this going to go right back towards 47.50s?
The puts are up 15%. If you're in those, please go ahead and follow your own trade plan. I'm looking to sell. I have 3 contracts. I'm looking to sell one at about 143. So I've still got about 20 cents left to go. This could easily come right back up and test VWAP, and it could lose its value. So please do what you think is best for your own account.
GFAI trying to set new highs here. Be careful. It is pretty extended, but maybe we pop for new highs here on GFAI. Personally, I'd like a pull back towards the VWAP at about 11 for another setup.
All right, looking for a little dip here on LIT to get filled at closest to 46 as possible. Risk would be down to 45.50s, so trying to get towards that 46, maybe even slightly underneath. Sienna is getting hit hard on this. It's also stock related to this. Here's that 46 if I'll have my opportunity now. All right, I'm going to take a little shot here. If I could get a fill. Still no fill there.
Nice job, Matt. Nice job on the sell right before the halt. Those are my favorite. I don't like being in halts. I love selling them off those pops into halts. Great job. Chat is on fire again today, Mitch. I'm sorry, man. Our chat.
No, you're good, dude. And I mean, I'm never mad when the chat's on fire. That's one thing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's awesome. Never mad. Who was asking about AI names earlier in the chat? A lot of them popping here. I see BBAI and SOUN trading up here pretty big. How's AI doing? I know someone covered that here this morning. AI, nice little move here on all the different AI names.
All right, got a starter in that LIT. This is kind of more of the swing position sizing. So I'm really small to start here, risking off 45.40s on the first action. Then we'll look to see if we get back up there. Just got hit there. The bid went way too low there on that. I think that might have been the market makers just grabbing it because the spread actually was really tight. And when it just went down there, it opened up by like 8 cents. So I think I just got like literally attacked by the market maker right there. Because normally you don't see this stock separate right now by 8 cents. It's only been like by like maybe 6 at the widest right now. But that was a big wide little down candle where it just picked up some volume. And look how quickly it's back to 73s here. So it might have not given myself enough room, but glad I only went in with 1/5 of the sizing. Very, very, very tiny loss here at the gates. Going to look to see if LIT comes back though, because I think it is strong. And if that starts getting stronger, I'll look to see if technology can turn around a little bit. Qs are down towards the low right now, 313. This has been a leak out the gates here. We'll keep watch. CrowdStrike still hasn't made that little bounce back, so I'm going to wait to see it try to bounce above VWAP before we see what happens there.
GFAI flirting with going higher here. Be careful if you're going to trade this break, though. We've seen this get knifed after a break higher. GFAI.
Yeah, that lunar was going this morning. It's pulled back now.
Airbnb, interesting, having a nice little bounce here. Airbnb traded down pretty significantly, bounced nicely off 109, currently at 111, VWAP at 114. So maybe a little bit, if we can close the gap there on Airbnb, maybe a little bit of a trade in Airbnb. AI looking like it's going to set new intraday highs here. BBAI chart looks the same. BBAI new highs, just did it first. There's your new highs. GFAI new highs. We did break through that 1190, currently at 1210 now. And a lot of strength here in some of these smaller names. Market's still weak here too, rolling over to the lows. So what I was talking about in terms of relative strength. Looking around.
I just
And
realized
Netflix, Square, lots of tech names at the lows. Sorry, Mitch.
Yeah, Microsoft's starting to go lower there. Just cut through the pattern now, starting to go towards the lows. We'll see if that continues to the downside. Taking a look at the big boys. Google down. We'll see if that cuts through 105. Apple down also, but that could reverse right here. So let's see if this actually starts pushing towards the VWAP. SPY overall just kind of bounced off the 405.80s. Let's see if we actually start getting a little bit of reversal. Remember, it's after 9:45. Let's see if we get a reversal from here. We'll find out. If not, tech could go lower.
SECO opened and immediately knifed. So Matt, I'd be asking you, how good do you feel selling before that halt? Nicely done. Let's see if we can actually pull back down towards this VWAP 107 level. This actually might set up if we're able to do that. So let's keep an eye on SECO. Might not be done for the day here. Great first move by everyone here in chat. Hats off, Crow. Hat tip to the Crow.
I still like this LITE team. I might just come right back in it. I took a really, really tiny hit at first, but it kind of recovered really quickly off those 45.50s. So I'll look to see if this starts getting strong.
you've got a couple of speculative flow on AI coming in, like the $24 calls, $26 calls for this week and next week. Something to be mindful of. I just realized I'm trading the 406 puts on SPY on 406 in terms of the date today. So I don't know what that means, but there's something there.
GFAI higher here. Man.
All right, multiple like wicks now through the support on Apple, and it can't break it. So I'm looking to see if it's going to start getting strong to the upside here, and if the market wants to come back with that. SPY showing a little bit.
AI names still strong. Look at this expanding volume in these AI
Apple.
names. Oh,
Apple
FOA.
back higher right now. There's a nice little big candle there for Apple now, trying to reclaim some of the prior price action. I'll show you guys that chart right now. This is what I was looking at. A couple of wicks here showing the buying pressure. Now look at that, right back up there towards 162.50s on Apple. Could look at maybe like Google to make that move now. Have to be quick. Have to like really be quick there. Take maybe risk off of 105.20s for the push higher towards 105.90s here. But let's see what happens with the Qs. Can the Qs make it back to VWAP here? Costco still going lower there. Walmart, how's that doing? That one's green. Look to see if that one holds VWAP again. And still liking this kind of LIT reversal back to the 46, back up there towards 47.50s. Energy down big today. Basic materials down big still. Gold is even down today. So take that what you guys want to make it. But agricultural inputs getting hit hard. MOS. Definitely basic materials not looking good.
Jay Rice saying AI, there was some big call buying yesterday just before the close after a 67% dip in 2 days. So remember that was off the short report here. Price action today confirming exactly what Jay is saying here. AI pushing higher here. This is a second leg up. Looks like we dipped initially, ripped, and now ripping on that second leg higher. That's taken some of our other AI names with it. Good stuff here.
Yeah, GFAI still hot there too. So keep your eyes on some of those AI names. Looks like we are getting a little bit of some up action. We'll see what happens here in the Qs. Do we go lower or do we come back to VWAP? Looks weak right now. Seeing oil weak, but Exxon not weak right here. So wondering if we're just going to get a pull back here in oil today. This is kind of more like an opportunity, but for the swing down. But the daily chart is so strong. I'll tell you that much. Don't want to be fighting too much XOM.
Market trying to hold in here and bounce after this leg down. AI names not giving a damn about any of that. They're just like, I'm ripping higher.
Yeah, they're in their own little world.
Yeah, they're in their own little world. That's 100% true.
It's exactly right.
They're in their own little world. Netflix down today, coming back a little bit here. Roku down. That one doesn't look too bad here for a short. Kind of like this Roku short. It already rejected the VWAP at 60/30s there, though. Would have to scalp it on the bottom side of the range. The Qs look like they're going lower. Yeah, they haven't even come back to VWAP today.
No, it was trying to bounce, but you're right. We might be going lower here.
I like this Roku, man. I much rather have it short near the VWAP than towards the bottom of the range. Took one like that yesterday that wasn't too bad. It worked out, but I don't like to short off weakness too much. I like to short into strength, but it does look good here. Let me measure the flag here.
LITE curling back up here, Mitch.
LITE, yeah, I see it, man. Looks good there. Take a little bit of a trade if I can get a pullback to 46 here. That's where I was in last time. There we go. Did I get it? It jumped on me. 46.09, but still got to fill there. 46.09.
Good morning, Walter.
Come on,
So
Spy.
in at
Just
46.09 here. There's a nice little pop there. LIT. Let's go.
I think it's trying to come back to the VWAP at least, Mitch.
There you go. Bid is down there, so I might be able to add below my entry here. See if it takes the offer here. 46.30s, gets back through 47 on the breakout.
I believe you've also got Fed Bullard up in 5 minutes, so keep an eye on that at 10.
Bully Bullard.
Bully Bullard. That is correct. 10 a.m. That is
He's
on
a bowler.
our
He's
calendar.
You know what he is.
It's a trap!
I haven't played that one in a while, Mitch. I appreciate that.
I got you. That was just for Ryan. I swear I do it, and I look at Ryan for the
And
smile.
I'm smiling every time, Mitch. Smiling every time.
Hey, the way it's got to be, baby. All right, let's see what we get here, team. It's a battle out there. What was the Roku? How was that? Oh, look at that. There's the break on Roku a little bit. I didn't want to go after it because, like, when you get these cracks a lot, this is what happens sometimes where you get a little slow up on the crack. And I'm not going for 20 cents there, right? Let's just be honest. Like, if I was going for 20 cents, then yeah, it would make sense. A 1-to-1 trade. But I can't do that. I look for, you guys know, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 outlooks. So, up here, I'd be feeling a lot more confident, right? If I was shorting from up here than shorting from right here on the break. Does it look like it's going lower? It does, but I hate chasing, team. I just can't do it. Zoom is another one that I'd look at, maybe coming a little lower today. How's my Unity? Ooh, it's trying to hold on. Unity's trying to hold on. I'll tell you one thing. Man, that thing turned around. It gave me a 10% up day, and then in 2 days gave that gain right back. So you got to be careful on names in this market. Take that money and run sometimes. See if I get this move in LITE now. There's 46, 47s. Let's go to 47, and then I can sell some, and then just look for the remainder to kind of run.
Nice clawback on that. And AI here, back up towards the highs here. We'll see if it pops. If it pops above here, it's likely going to take some of the other names like GFAI, BBAI, and Sound. You can see these all have very similar charts, although AI ahead with where it's at right now. See if we can GFAI. This was a great trade here this morning too.
Ooh, you've got Amazon new lows as it breaks the $100 level, so keep an eye on that on the retest. You might be able to go short on that side. And then, of course, SPY. We're short the SPY via puts and also 100 equity, 100 shares, waiting for that to go ahead and come crashing down as well. Hopefully, the 10 o'clock call doesn't boost this puppy up to the upside. Would love for it to test 405s if possible.
All right, gonna look for another pop here on LITE. Wanted to kind of hold VWAP now, 46 pullbacks. We're in at 46.09, so don't want it to come back, let's say, to like 45.50s. Now, since we're slightly above VWAP, I look for it to start holding that or a hold number pullback. And so it looks good there towards VWAP and 46. Just looking for a move towards 47, going to take some off into like the 80s or 90s. That would give me a pretty good, decent gain. And then I can look to see if it can get to intraday highs.
Several of you folks in the chat mentioning IFRX, Crow and Dan here. Dan saying IFRX, they put a SSR, and that's a short sale restriction, I believe is what you're referring to.
Yep.
If we take a look here at IFRX, we're actually near a support level that we identified from the last day here, 532. Might come in a little bit more, but there might be a bounce here. To me, the tell here is going to be the volume. Start to get that volume expand here, might be giddy up on IFRX.
You've got the volume coming into the upside here now.
Q's back at VWAP team, so it looks like we are getting a little bit of a bounce there.
We've had a trend day the past few Fridays. Let's see if that holds today. Or if we get chopped up and screwed.
AMD coming back a little bit strong. We'll look to see.
Entire market trying to bounce here.
Remember, I talked about Apple was an early one that I could see strength. It looks like it's about to get towards the intraday high. That looks pretty strong there. Microsoft, even I'm short, and that looks pretty strong there. So it's about to get me out in the 284s. We'll see what happens there. Google is the one that's lagging behind. If you're looking for a laggard, I don't mind this play on Google today, as I see a lot of the market bouncing back. We could maybe go back for the 106 highs here on Google. I kind of don't mind this play. Just got to stay really tight with it. Don't mind if I could get maybe 105.20s, 105.15s here on pullbacks. We'll see what happens.
Let's check the Twitter streets and see what Twitter's up to today.
I
Let's
wanted
do
this
it.
15-minute candle to close below 406 and, of course, below 100 on Amazon. Unfortunately, it did not.
In the pullback here for LIT, you're going to stick towards like that 46 area. Don't want to see it just drop down. You got to be smart with this one. Looking for profits, but also not going to push it. I'll let you guys know if I get stopped out on that LITE. It'd be in the 90s.
All the Twitter talk that I'm seeing so far seems to be about AI.
AI, I'm sure. But that gets like Microsoft pushing a little higher, right? AI names, the focus. There's Microsoft getting way too strong there for me. It's about to get me out on the remainder. It'll still be a gain for me.
I'm out on the short side of anything and everything.
We'll see what happens. I'll just set a stop here. We are getting some strength in the market. So maybe even SOXL, you see it push back above the VWAP now. So reversal on that tech down trade. Now you're getting a little bit of a tech up trade here. Let's see if we can get actually back to the opening price. So this is my technology sector outlook. You can see how you're getting that U effect. Now let's see if we get kind of that cup and handle effect where we get a little move up here, little pullback, and then continuation higher. That's what I'll be looking for. Of course, we'll see what happens there. Do we get that type of action, right? There's Microsoft. Oh, LIT also getting me out there. Microsoft is about to do it. LIT just went down through that 46, got out there at the 45.90s. Really, really tiny hit again. Hey, now 2 tiny hits, not too bad. Tried to get in this one multiple times. It's just not working out. And it even gave me a nice little pop. I mean, when you think about it, we were up about like 48 cents, maybe like 41 because I was at 46.06. But I was looking for a little bigger move. I'm looking for 47 and higher. So I'm going to leave this one alone. But we'll see what happens on that one. Let's go towards the Qs, see how that's going. There's the strength coming into these tech names. Microsoft trying to push it out and get me out. But I can tell you, it feels like Microsoft and these tech names are pretty strong today. Google, that was just right now, we were looking at it, now up there to 105.70s. This doesn't look too bad for pullbacks. we'll see. Could we flip today and go into a green day? Yeah, there's no problem, right? I talked about 945. Would we see a turnaround? That was on this candle. We started making lows reversed off of that area. Now we're seeing a little bit of reversal. The big thing's going to be now, do we get back to opening price or do we come back towards the 405.72? Opening price is 406.59. Where do we go right now? 406.65. Let's see if we can close this 5 minute above the opening price. And that could definitely be a sign of some strength today.
Come on, Lord.
IFRX trying to break through its VWAP here. Made a push right up to VWAP, but I want to see larger volume expansion to really get this thing going. We've needed that before.
All right, SPY coming right back down. So it could be a trap to the upside like always. You never know, really. You never know. I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking at CrowdStrike. This is one that I was looking at early on here. I don't know which way the market's going. I can tell you guys that much, but we are getting a little bounce in tech. Now you got to make your own decisions like always. That's what trading's all about. I like it off the 125 here, but we need to see this tech trade turn right back down here. Apple's showing strength right now, so looks strong out there.
IFRX going. Right up to that 587 level. Let's see if we break through here.
Get a little strong on the SPY to the upside.
Yeah, man. And just as quickly as, we see a tech turnaround, we could see some tech strength today. So watching to see the sectors that leak into the green.
Shout out here to Smoke Tuna. Smoke Tuna saying IFRX price target was upgraded from 8 to 5. Raymond James maintained the strong buy and raised the price target to 25. That did come from 8. So again, this is a price target rearrangement or adjustment. It's the same rating, right? They're maintaining their strong buy. Still very bullish here. IFRX.
SPY continuing to the upside.
Yeah.
That bounce is actually lasting now. We're bouncing for more than 10 seconds here.
Yeah, and it's a really quick turnaround, right? And what can happen is that everyone starts getting bearish really quickly, and then all of a sudden we get a little bit of some flip action. Does it mean that, tech's going to rally all day? I mean, it could, right? So we got to keep an eye out on that because the Q's reaction is pretty fast here to the upside.
I would now be interested to see if we go ahead and have the SPY try to go green, but it's still about a point away from that.
Yeah, it's kind of like going right to the opening action and then stopping 406.79. Where do we go to? Like 406.88. Let's see if we get through that 79 area. Could reject here.
Baba rejecting, or Baba approaching 100 once again. It did reject early on, according to my charts here.
Do you have the link to Bullard's speech? No, I don't, but I can try to find it if it's public. Let's find out.
Aren't they prepared remarks? Let me see if we have them in the news feed here.
Yeah, it just depends, right? Depends on which event we have. I didn't know which one specifically he was speaking at today. But let me see if we got some quotes for you already. Yeah, we got some quotes, of course. Benzinga Pro coming through.
Link in here.
You want to pull up the quotes if you want, or if not, I can pull up my screen too.
Yeah, the only thing I have here is that the St. Louis Fed President Bullard says delivering prepared remarks on the U.S. economy in Arkansas largely repeats the slide presentation given on March 24th. That's what I thought. I didn't think that this was anything new. I know he was talking.
Yeah, with prepared remarks, it probably won't be the the biggest mover.
No, but I mean, maybe it is causing the market to bounce here. This bounce is.
It was right around that time, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's worth noting. Yeah, absolutely.
matter of fact, let's see if we can check on the 1 minute.
I mean, here are the quotes from the 24th. Right, Bullard says the probability of a global crisis stemming from recent stress is low. Sees 80% chance financial stress abates, and discusses a shift back to inflation. That tells me that they want to get back to raising, and that a pause and a cut not on the table.
Out of
that was back up what
Microsoft.
Nestor said yesterday, by the way.
Out of Microsoft. That LIT is coming back through VWAP. I'm not going to play it the third time, team. I don't want to give it a little bit more to it, but it doesn't look bad, right? We'll see what happens on that one. Does it start recovering the story, especially with the market going up like it is, and then CIN kind of recovering also. So just kind of pointing those out as stocks that you guys can keep an eye on. Costco got really hit hard. Is that starting to come back? Nope. AbbVie. Take a look at that one. Ooh, interesting chart there on the pullback here for AbbVie. They gave bad guidance and got hit really hard in the after hours. But look how in the pre-market, it climbed all the way back. And if anything was higher than yesterday's action. It's interesting to note.
Carly says, Arkansas, I'm from there. Yeah, Arkansas, I guess that's where he's delivering those remarks. I'm actually going to Arkansas next month in May. I do every May. My buddy lives there.
Leslie's Pools. SPY, what's going on with the SPY? It's finding some pressure, though, at the opening price. So it could see a flip right back down.
GFAI back to 14s or near there.
CrowdStrike way too strong now for me to go after it. I'm leaving it alone here. SPY just trying to just stair step its way back, right? Seems like it right now. NVIDIA, they got hit hard, right? Did a nice little up move here. So let's see if NVIDIA can shake a little bit here through this 268.61, start making its way towards 270s on the up end. I'll look to see it.
You've got the MES that's approaching VWAP, looking across above the 4110.
GFAI, I mean, it's a nice little pattern off the 9 EMA for pullbacks right now. That's what I see, at least for GFAI. You can see the 9 EMA with that light blue line here. So you can see how you expand away. You come right back through it, scoop, 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 expand away, right back to it. So that's where I would be holding. And that's how a lot of the times when I used to trade these like consistently, team, like these were the type of stocks that I went after. What I would do a lot of the times, if I would keep in the trade as long as the 9 EMA didn't close, like, let's say 3 cents off the 9 EMA. So like this stock where it comes down here towards 285, see 1304 there, and the prior action on the EMA where you would have been seeing it before you get that line is 287. So you get pullbacks right off of that level. And so that's the kind of levels that I'd be using right now to see the pullbacks continue, just to ride the wave. Once you get a move where it breaks that, that's where you got to be concerned. Another way to do this is draw a trend line and just look to see if the trend line breaks, right? Well, GFAI staying strong as of right now.
The volume's definitely picked up since 10 o'clock just a little bit, or excuse me, since about 9:50. Still about 50 cents away from the previous close. Previous close is 407.60 on the SPY, currently trading 407.20.
Looking to see if there's some volume going to come into this other one that was a mention for a little while, B-Fly. How's IonQ doing today? Now starting to get some pickup in IonQ. It just started pushing higher here. Kind of like this setup on this IonQ. Microsoft slowing down a little bit, but got me out, team. SPY up there to 407.25s. We definitely got a big pushback today. And what's in the top end is very important. What's leading this push right now? What's the leading sector, team? Do we know? Well, I got it for you guys, of course. Financial services leading the sectors right now. What does that tell us? What bank concerns? at least for right now. And so you could see some of these banks strong right now. So I would even look at a KRE. Look at that reaction. Boom. Strong KRE today. You could even maybe look at an FRC today, right? I'm not trading these banks, but hey, I definitely can see them moving, right? JPM to the upside. Bank of America to the upside. So it looks like it held that 2770, recovered that daily level back towards the 28s. FAS is another way to maybe look at this. This is the bull financial, as that definitely is a little higher today. Industrials bouncing back, names that got really pounded on yesterday. And then technology now into the green as it started the day in the red. Earnings next week for the banks, right? Yes. All right, Qs. Now up there towards 315.12s. Man, I wish I would have played that Soxel reversal. That thing definitely got hot. I was taking a look at it, but I had to be real flexible today to take that shot, right? I was short on some tech names, so it's kind of hard. But definitely Soxel, nice little pushback. And that SOXS, probably a huge turnaround there. Look at that. Boom, right back down. Let's see if it catches like the hourly support. You'll see the hourly support come into play right over here towards like the 1850 area. We'll see if we maybe get some bounce there, and then we actually start coming back. But how's Apple overall? Did that really just kind of really break out? Yeah, it was a nice one. Nice opening move that we saw here. Some buying pressure coming in around the 162.10s, made its way to 163, but now slowing down also. That's one thing that I see. So let's see if we get the next step up here in these tech names and drive a little higher. If not, we could pull back to the VWAP. One thing that I'm trying to do is being very slow to the trade today. There's not much that I can jump on now because that was such a quick move. So looking for some pullbacks. Do you guys ever go over the oil companies? Yeah, when they're important, right? I'm going to always try to point out sectors, right? So energy is getting hit today. It's actually on the red. Let's see if it goes back to the green. There was one that I was thinking about earlier. I mentioned it, XOM. Would I get short on it? No, because it's just near the top of the daily. It could break out, if anything. So that's why I'm not getting short on some oil names. Yesterday, I tried to go long on Chevron, got stopped out, and then it kind of made a decent move. Starting to come back now. Can maybe look at Gush for the day trade action, right? That's pulled back here towards the hourly support. Now trying to start recovering as it gets back above the VWAP. I'd look for maybe pullbacks to 129 or 129.26. We'll see if we get that pullback. How's Oxy doing today? It's right at the VWAP. So if you think that oil is going to go higher, this could be one that you can maybe risk off the bottom here. It's pulled back significantly, close towards the 9 EMA. So it kind of filled this gap almost. Now it's trying to start making its way back. Doesn't look too bad. Tesla being brought up in the chat. Tesla is trying to reverse on the day. It is into the green now, up there towards 185. We'll see if that can keep pushing. Key in the chat. Yes, regional bank going strong. What else is mentioned in the chat? Brian mentioning AAL. This is one that I've been talking about for a while. The only reason I'm not long it is because of the oil news and oil going higher. How is the price of oil today? I haven't taken a look at WTI today. Let me take a peek.
Down, but it's near flat. It's only down about 10 cents.
Yeah, I need to get to the 70s before I start thinking that oil is going to come back down. So
the other thing to keep in mind about airlines, that's just an incredibly difficult business, right? So there's probably better use of your money than the airlines. One of the things that we have on the happy hour show is we have a group of people or two people that worked for airlines give us their opinion on what's going on inside. It's always been a difficult trade. Nothing's changed now. And you're right, Mitch. You got to wait for that price of oil to really affect that.
Yeah, CRM coming back to this 192 makes me want to start going short again on these names. So it doesn't seem like we can't just completely turn that trade around today and come right back down towards the lows. I like this kind of CRM breakdown today as it's been really a strong stock and could come right back down.
I'm going to go ahead and try a quick, what is this, a 406 put. I went ahead and got filled at 59 cents.
I like that idea there, Zunaid, because I think that this probably rolls back over. It's feeling like this bounce is really kind of slowed down here.
Yeah, and I have a
Yeah.
little bit of an early entry here because I think the previous close of 407.60 could be the best spot, quote unquote, in my eyes. But I wanted to get just a little bit of a size. So I've got about how many contracts? About 4 contracts. Again, I got filled at 59 cents. Stop loss for me is probably about 49 cents. So I'm risking about, let's just call it 15 cents. Baba can't seem to get over 100. Continuously getting stopped at the $100 level.
All right, liking this CrowdStrike one, but I'm gonna have to get a starter and then look to see if I can add here. It's really fast move down from 127. What are some other ones? CRM, that's still above VWAP, still looks good. See the hour chart.
Yeah, it's fighting right there. Are we gonna go?
All right, gonna get a starter short CRM short at 191.40s. Starter short CRM. That socks ass get down to that spot. No, it didn't get even to that spot, and it's already starting to show a little bit of turn there.
I would love to have this SPY come back to VWAP, which is around 406.55s. Let's see if it does. Here's my target. That's my target, the green line. Up a whopping 10% on those puts that we purchased, the 406 puts. I got them at 59. They're currently going for about 65. I want to sell them at around 75 or so. So I've got 10 cents to go personally.
All right, so I'll show you guys what I see on that CRM trade, right? So I see this kind of like little flagging action right above the VWAP. We'll look to see if it pushes back towards 191.80s. That would be kind of the move that could push us out eventually towards 192s here. But I wanted to test 191.62s and then just fall down through 191. We'll see if we get that. And the Qs, we'll see if that turns back to the VWAP here. It's starting to pull back here. Will it get to the VWAP? That's something to keep an eye out for. CRM just went up there, tried to go towards 191.50s, couldn't even do that. So I like this now action. I'm going to add to this name if I can get anything into the 30s. All right, anything pops into the 30s, I'll try to get some add there and then look for this to come right back down here towards the 190.15. All right, let's take a look at some other names here. Snow turning back towards the downside. This one actually looks good too. It was really weak yesterday. Now rejecting a level to recover around the 145s. So I kind of like this one as it rejects that 145 level. Would need it in the 144s though. Microsoft coming right back down. So maybe could have got out of that one a little bit early, but we'll keep watch on what happens with these stocks. CrowdStrike was another one that I was looking at maybe coming after. So I'm just watching it here off the 126. Would have to risk off the 127. But you can see how the 1 minute just went way too high. So it's kind of more of like a 15-minute trade where we're using this 15-minute levels to look to see if this comes right back down. Rejection of 126.60s, going right back down towards 124.60.
Zunaid, amazing short, by the way. You should be up on that. What a great job. Great spot. You really hit the almost like the dead top there on that bounce.
Yep, and now we're so close to VWAP. I'm going to start scaling out here as soon as I can pull up my platform.
Guys, you should run that trade back, Zunaid, in terms of like the strategy there. That was just textbook.
I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and close some of these out. So I went ahead and closed some out. Where did I sell them? 69 cents. Promise I was on purpose. I did a market order just because it's near VWAP. Now, it can bounce. It cannot bounce. So the remainder is now at a stop loss of 59 cents. So sold half at 69. Stop loss now on break even at 59. In case we do want to go ahead and crack this one. You can see on the MES on the future side of things, it is at VWAP, went slightly below, but now it's flirting with it on this 5-minute candle.
All right, got my ad in CRM. We'll see if this comes right back down through the VWAP and through 191.
And yeah, Quantum, today is Friday. In the trading world, in the sense of it is weeklies, it is options expiration. Since we do not have the market open tomorrow, and a nice little push to the downside from the SPY.
Nice. I like that outlook there.
Let's see what that's doing.
All right, we'll see if this really starts breaking down. Success back here towards 19. Will it reject 19 or come towards 1925? Keeping a close eye on that. Ooh, HubSpot down big. On about 10%. All right, let's see what else is down big. Some smaller names. Financial services finally pulling right back down. That was strong there on that little pop. A lot of things pulling back on this move. Look at that energy pullback. So XOM could have gave a little bit of a fake to the upside there. Yeah, fake to the upside, now right back down. Oxy was right on the VWAP, now came back down towards the low. TRM first giving me that first little cut down. Want to see if we could get through this 191. We're pulling back, but really haven't really broken down here. Looking for that cut through the 191s.
I decided to be cute and go ahead and short the futures side of things.
AI might be bouncing here. See how long this lasts.
AI.
Yeah, trying to off this 22.5. We'll see if that actually spreads to some of the other AI names. Yeah, it looks like it is. Otherwise, a lot of this is kind of dried up here. Not much going on. How'd you finish on light, Mitch?
Oh, I got hit. I got hit twice on it. And that move to 47 was what I was looking for. That would have been a nice gain, right? Yeah. On the third time, it worked. Just didn't give myself enough room on this one. My biggest thing is that it got hit really hard in the after hours. So I wasn't going to give it that much room. Maybe could have given it to the low, the 44s. There's just a lot of room there. So I was giving it just like for the move right back up. And it looks good still on this nice little pullback, but I'm leaving that one alone. X still green. Yeah, it started going green. And it got a nice little pop there. ABA, nice little up move there. Tesla. Just trying to hold that 184. We'll see if it holds it. Getting a bounce here in some of the tech names, so we got to be careful. Qs didn't even get back to the VWAP, so we'll see if this does get back to the VWAP.
All right, stopped out at break even on the remaining contracts on the 406 puts that we purchased at 59.
All right, I will see if this starts rejecting the 315s now. I don't want to see if the Qs come back and don't get back towards 315. If they do get to that 315 and close above that, I think we'll just keep going higher. That'll kind of fulfill this kind of pattern here where you have this little trend line and you break above that. We'll see if it rejects here and just comes to 314.
Yeah, I'm still short 7 contracts on the MES on the future side of things. It's not looking pretty for me at all. Stop loss for me is at 41.11. Currently trading at 41.09, so we're about 2 points away.
Thinking about First Solar here. I want to see if this Q's turn around today, but solar names got hit hard yesterday. EMPH getting hit today. First Solar, man, this has been such a big run on the daily. Been looking for this to turn around at some point. Like when you think about this, since August, this stock has gone about 175%. Not often does that hold in these solar names. So it's interesting to see it rejecting the 202 move. That would be the risk right now for me. Be a risk off towards 202.25. I wanted to jump on it early.
AI bounce done.
AI bounce done.
Look at that. I tried to grind up slowly and then boom, knife right back down.
So folks are interested in this one. I would say the area of about 2230 or so, right? So let's kind of take a look at it right here. You had support, broke, resistance, and if you come back to pre-market today, resistance, we popped above. Now is this going to hold the support, especially because you've got VWAP, or at least I do on the 5-minute chart on AI around that 2230. So keep an eye on that level. Let's see how it goes. I'm not going to go ahead and play it. I'm a little bit too locked in the MES futures short, but just something to keep in mind.
This CRM is just stair-stepping its way down, but not yet far enough for me to take some profits. I'm looking for another little layer down to take some profits, but trying to be slow and steady to this name. Sometimes you get that pressure, right? Because the position's just not going in your direction. And a lot of the times what you want to be doing is just sticking to your levels, right? As long as your levels are still in line, that's what matters.
CLF is popping through 17 in case someone's interested in that type of stock. By the way, Baba finally went ahead and popped above 100. Now, if you're interested in this one, this is a 5-minute chart. You can wait for a retest of that $100 level, currently about 40 cents above.
This is one of those days that I really want to be kind of like nimble early, save myself some powder, right? We had a really, really good day yesterday with AMD and Microsoft. So trying to keep things small early in the day so that if I can find the actual trend on the day, I can capitalize on that trend.
I'm going to go ahead and close out of my short here, as I don't like how long it's taking, if you will.
How's the Q's doing so bad when Apple's going higher? Yeah, that's interesting. Apple is pushing there at least. It's up to 163.34. That was a good daily outlook on the pullback on the 9 EMA. I was talking about that today on pre-market prep. I never seem to buy Apple, but I feel like I have a tendency of looking at it good. So I could see it kind of maybe doing this retrace of the 9 EMA on the daily, then coming back. But it's just from just Apple outlook. Awkward bathroom attendant guy, no worries. If that's your week and that's it, and you'll see me on Tuesday, I'll be happy for you, my friend. You go be awkward somewhere else.
You've got Meta 220 calls coming in on the asking. There you go, Meta with a nice pop.
I love the bathroom attendant guy. I used to treat that guy good in Miami, baby.
They give you like cologne and mints.
Hell yeah, Ryan. That's the guy. You know how a lot of people tip the wrong people, man. You got to know the right people to tip. Doormans, managers.
Anyone that handles your food.
How you think I used to make it in Miami, man? How do you think I used to make it to those $10,000 tables behind there? I ain't spending no $10,000.
Not on a table for liquor.
I'm giving the doorman 40 and slipping by there. The fresh towels. Oh man, at the club, you know, sometimes in Miami it gets a little too hot, so you got to go into the bathroom. You need your space, yo. I used to tip that guy so good. He used to tell people go away from me. He'd be like, yo, give him some space. Give him some space. I take off the shirt, you know, you do a little Cuban bath right quick, you little wash off.
Oh, this is fucking.
Got to stay fresh, you know. 2 buttons down, Miami style, baby. 2 buttons. We ain't talking that 1 button. We're talking 2 buttons. Let's go. You know it, Paul. Oh, and in Miami, you know you don't wear just like regular clothes to the club. You're like full on suit. Full on suit.
Vegas.
You know it, Ryan. Just like, I mean, Vegas really stole it from Miami. Let's just be honest, but they were smart. You undressing in the bathrooms? You got it, Paul. Sabrina, Lord, my Cancun clubbing days.
That's funny. What are you gonna do, Futures?
House of Randy. I spent $10K on a table at Lib. Got all my money back because all the men that wanted to hang out and my girlfriends paid $1,000 to hang out at our table. There you go.
Actually, that's a pretty cool trick there.
That's
I've
a
never
nice
done
trick
that.
there.
Shout out.
Oh,
to
especially you got a group of ladies and they got the $10,000 table. You know the guys want to get back there. How the Qs doing now? We have VWAP? Nope. Coming right back up, team. CRM, though, coming down here. And then with Qs going to the high, I'm going to take some profit off this trade here, team. I want this to go lower, and it looks good. But, man, it's just stair-stepping down while the Qs are going higher. That's where it gets a little scary. You see how this is just channeling down, channeling down? It doesn't look bad if it stays in that channel. Anything pops up out of that channel, it's going to take the money and run.
Market's trying to bounce here. IFRX through 6.
Just act like a cocaine bear in the bathroom. And they stay away, baby. Miami style, you know it. You know it, Paul C. Getting those tips.
Boom shakalaka!
What's up out there, team? It's getting quiet in here.
You've got sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say things are drying up, but IFRX likely to try to go red-green here.
Come on, CRM. One more leg lower, and I can just take a nice little profit, and I won't be mad at you.
Kind of want to take a shot one more time at the Q short.
Just doesn't want to do it.
I'm going to go ahead and try some out here. 53 cents is my fill on the 406 puts. The same ones that we made money on before. I'm going to try it one more time. Stop loss for me on this one is going to be 45 cents. So I'm risking approximately 9 cents on the trade. Basically, break of this, well, on the future side, 41.13 on the SPY side. It's going to end up being the 407.29. What I would like, what my hopium is that this ends up being a lower high is what I'm hoping for. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, so don't want it to break this level here at 407.29. I'm hoping for this to be a lower high and for us to come back down to VWAP. Around 406.60s would be lovely. We're up about 8%, now 10% on those puts, but I want to be up in the 20s for me to make sense to take profits here. Again, my fill was 53 cents on the 406 puts expiring today.
Roku that we just saw down there, right? Really quickly, it went back up there towards the 61.75. So that would have stopped me out on that trade, right? That's why I hate, at least for me, shorting on weakness. It would have been a quick little stop out on Roku.
All right, up about 26%. I'm going to go ahead and take some gains off here.
On which one? On the Qs?
On the SPY puts that we purchased. We purchased them at 53. Thank you. And I tried to close them at 68. I couldn't, so I am still in full size. There we go. Now I can.
Ravi, what's up out there? How we doing? Got to be nimble and quick, right, Sydney? Nimble and quick. This is that type of market. It ain't the market to just kind of hang out in when you're losing. I feel like that's another thing that I've been trying to do a lot less of in this market is battling the market, battling. You guys know my rule a lot of the time. Strike 3 and you're out. But that's just because I'm a baseball fan, I guess.
All right, you can see how the game plan worked, right? We wanted this to be a lower high, which it was. We wanted to take gains when it came to VWAP, which we did. Now, the remaining contracts that I have, which is 2, I'm being a little bit greedy and would love to see a crack. I have no idea if we're going to go ahead and see a crack or not. My stop loss is still going to be 45 cents. Appreciate you, Quantum. Glad you were able to see the same vision.
Yeah.
Hopefully you made some good money on it. Tiger Woods is playing.
Similar trade that I'm looking at. It's very similar. I'm looking to see if Adobe turns around to the downside here. It'd be very similar to my CRM trade, but I like the outlook here. Looking for some shorts still. And why? Because I'll show you guys the 5-minute on the Qs and why I like that to turn back around. And so I've talked about the rejection of 315. I'm going to make this line a little bit bigger for us today. Just go ahead. Line thickness there. 315 is that level in the sand for me, right? And if you look back, you know, we cut down below this. This could still be just rejections from yesterday's move, right? And so you could see how this could be that kind of rejection move from here. 15-minute will paint it a little bit better. You can see that's just rejection from the 315 area. That's what I'm looking to see if it continues. So we got a 5-minute wick through these trend lines, but it doesn't close up there. And now I'm looking for that 314 and then hard action towards 313 when you get to that 14. I don't want to see it kind of slow down too much there, kind of get there, and then start really pushing right back down if we're really going to get a big breakdown today. CRM still in this, but man, it's just hanging out in that channel and could easily get me out of it.
Come on.
AI names really slowed down here.
AI is right off of VWAP at least, but this looks like a head and shoulders type of look, but this could be like a fib retracement level, right? So I would look at this and you see it 38.2 right there, right on the VWAP. And so it does look like a little bit of an ABC reversal style move. Now, the big thing you want to be looking for is if when you come back down to this, do you go right back to the resistance around 2276? Then I would look for maybe a little bit of pullback towards like 2240s, take off towards 23s. Always take everything I say with some grain of salt. One thing that I would see is that would just be a trend line touch, a pullback, and then trend line takeout of 23. We'll see if that happens or not.
There are a lot of things I regret in life. This may be one of them. I've gone ahead and got 7 contracts on the MES futures side. I'm short at 41.0725. Stop loss for me is 41.12. Looking to take gains at about 41.07. Again, that VWAP close below is what told me to kind of get in. As you can see, though, it is a bit tricky because you have been kind of chopped around VWAP, so it's not the magical wand or anything. But let's see how this one goes. So short on the futures, still have 2 contracts left on the 406 puts, which are up currently about 28%. We purchased those at, I think it was 53 cents, currently trading for 70 on the ask. So come on. We need to break this 4105 area. And if we do that, I think we've got a day with 4100s.
All right, just keep watching on what's going on in the Qs action. And there you're starting to see that reversal back down here. So I kind of like this move back down to start getting short on some other names. I'm going to start looking for it here, team. Start looking for some shorts at least. At least I am. Like always, you guys choose your own. Let's go with a little baby starter here on Adobe. Starter on Adobe.
Just posted an amazing tweet for anyone that's a hockey fan in the chat.
Starter on Adobe short. 378.67. All right, gonna look around to see what else is kind of breaking down. Basic materials. How's that oil trade here? Still getting a little weaker. Industrials went back to red, so D are starting to fade off. This actually looks interesting. Also, nice little head and shoulders kind of topping action here. I'm just trying to see the risk to reward right now and determine if I want to come after this or not.
4105 is cracked on the ES side of things. Now you are up approximately 45% on those puts that we purchased. I have 2 remaining. I'm going to go ahead and close. And instead of closing, I bought. What a lunatic. All right. I went ahead and closed the one that I bought and the one that I meant to go ahead and close. That one's good. And there's your MES getting hit on the limit side. So those gains are locked in as well. 1 contract remaining on the 406 puts, currently up 33%. I'm probably just going to hang on to this and see if we can just get a trend down or at least visit low of day. But wow.
GCTK Gluco Track. What is this? This thing's just going ham. Just huge halt fest.
Orders out for pullback entries for Deer. I'll look to see if I can catch it on any little bounce and get short on that. Their CRM now towards 190.60s, 190.50s. So that's looking really good. Adobe going into the green immediately after the short. So that looks great here. Going to start taking some profit on Adobe as we get towards 377.50s. And got to take some CRM here as we keep coming lower. I want the 190.50s break, and then I can take some out.
The next degenerate short that I'm interested in is probably going to be the SQ. Waiting for it to see how it reacts around this VWAP. Let's go on the 15 minutes so we can be a little bit safer. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and take this one. Waiting for the close below VWAP. Thank you, Quantum. I know you and I were kind of seeing similar things. Hopefully you were able to cash in on that as well.
Starter on that CRM or on Deer. There you go. Got another entry there on Deer on these pullbacks. Now got to hold off of 371.60s there. All right, we'll see if we get this move right back down and the Qs go lower here. Want to see the Qs get to the VWAP, 314 on the downside action. We'll see if we get back to that.
You know, Mitch, real quick on Deer, this is actually something that we discussed yesterday for a potential swing trade opportunity. If you take a look at Deer here, here's a daily chart. You can see that we actually, we're definitely in this downtrend, this blue trend line, but this actually intersects nicely with the 500-day moving average. And we might actually get a bounce from this level here. So I know we actually broke beneath it. We've traded back up here. This might actually bounce, and we might be able to bounce back towards 380, 390 here on Deer. So nice CRM
nice bouncing a little bit. Not liking that bounce in CRM. Just trying to stay in the battle right now. It's a slow stair step down in this stock.
Likewise, happy Passover to anyone who celebrates out there. Happy Passover, Becca and Mitch.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Definitely. And enjoy the Good Friday for everybody out there that will be off tomorrow.
That's correct.
I'm in AI, $23 calls. 60 cents is my fill, $23 calls in ticker AI expiring today. VWAP held support 22.31. Hey, wow, would you look at that? We even pinpointed where that VWAP was and where that bounce could be, and that's exactly where it goes from. Again, I'm in at 60 cents on those AI calls.
Really just watching the Qs here. I think they're going to give us the read. It's starting to push strong to the upside here. Definitely don't want to see it even test that trend line again. That's a move towards 314.80s. If it gets to 315s, we could start seeing some stop outs. At least for me, what I'll do is I'll probably just take some money on CRM and just keep watch on Adobe and Deer. I got some short opportunities on now, so I'm trying to just keep working into the trade, right? Deer, what I like is that I didn't jump towards the bid. I put an order above the offers and waited for it to come to me versus me come to it. This is a battle today. You guys see us battling. Let's go. All right, let's see what happens out there. It's definitely sound the alarm because you need to be awake out there today, team. You need to be awake.
And here comes the futures right back up to the VWAP.
It's a battle today. It's a little choppy, right? Not just clearness.
GFAI going for the highs again. God, GFAI, what a trade off the VWAP here.
We just bounced off that trend line there for the Qs right towards the key. Now we're trying to test above it here on the 1 minute. Of course, I'm kind of more focused to the 5 minute, but this looks bullish, and that's where it gets to me a little bit careful, right? Don't want to be watching this break out way too much above 315 because that could be a ride up. Just keeping it out there, right? I always try to show both sides of the coin, even the coin that could stop me out. We'll see what happens here. See how it comes to the trend line and rejects there, right? What is this? 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. So you have that pattern now fully formed. If it comes back through 315, I wouldn't like it. That's my rule of 3 breakout to the upside. Now move through 314 is a breakdown of the bullish pattern. And that's why I'm calling also the 314 level for downside continuation. And that's how the market is a lot of the times, right? You can see two sides of the coin. And that's why I always try to present the bullish side and the bearish side. It's up to you guys to make your call from there. Let's take a look at the SPY. I haven't been really watching the SPY today. I've been watching more the Qs just because I'm focused on tech names. But you can see the SPY went down there pretty significantly now, just bouncing off of VWAP. The Qs are at the top of the range, so that's why I'm focusing more on the Qs today. IWM is low and actually getting hit today a little bit. Qs here. Now rejecting a little bit from that move. Let's see if we get a ramp up in the 314.80s. That's where we got to be a little bit careful. Airbnb going lower today. That's definitely going a little lower. It's Adobe. I got to keep a watch on it. It did get down there to the 378, but just didn't break down like towards 377. Just got to be careful because if it could recover this line, and if it recovers this line, I don't want to be in it above this kind of 379.29.
And what a smackdown from VWAP for about 3 to 4 points. Still trying to fight above.
A hard day, right? It's not easy, I'll tell you that much. You can see Zunaid and I's focus and how we're kind of a little bit more quiet. I'm talking here, but at the same time, I'm like focused. I'm like in the market today. And that's how it is, team. You got to focus in and see what you get.
Yeah, the toughest thing for me is I want to go. I mean, I am long AI, but I also want to start again on my short on the futures. We shall see how this one goes, how this way goes.
Who has a Ford with a Benzinga nameplate on it? Ooh, looks like we need to get a Benzinga nameplates.
I have a Ford, but I don't have Benzinga on the license plate.
Dude, it's been so tough.
Out of that deer, it just stopped me really quickly on that little spike up. And the problem with deer is that the offer goes a little bit wide sometimes. So that got me out there in the deer trade, small little stop out there. I still like the trade, but I didn't push it too much. I didn't give it that much room there.
Were you short?
Yeah, I got short there in the kind of on this bounce here at the 30-60s. I wanted to risk about a point. So you can see how the offer just stopped me out there during the 670s. But that's because I had to stop on, right? And normally I don't use too much stops, but lately I've been trying to keep them to try to keep my risk in check. But definitely I feel like I got a little bit of an expansion there on the offer side. It got triggered. It stopped me out. I'll let you guys know, like always. Got out of that deer, even though I still like it. Just not going to go into it right now. We'll take a look at the Qs. Will the Qs make the move, right? It comes right back to the support, finds the support there. So let's see what happens here. If the rule of 3 plays out, it did try to get up there towards the 315, failed on the recent candle. Now I want to see if we get a bearish engulfing candle to the downside towards 314.
I think we probably retest these lows here a little bit later today. on the indices here. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe not let me take a look at the cues here.
I'm with Sal also in the chat. I don't know if you see this, Ryan, but he's saying the market's too choppy for me. Small profit. I'll take it. Time to get the hell out of here. Ryan's like, yo, I've been out of here, man. I'm on the golf course.
Well, no, not till tomorrow, unfortunately. But that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. I am gonna dip here though. Get back to my daily activities here. We'll be back next week, Mitch. Monday, bright and early.
Yes, we will, team. We'll see what happens today. And we got a couple minutes left here, about 3 or 4 minutes left. I'm just going to try to see what happens here in the queues, and then I'll wrap it up, team. But yeah, Ryan's hopping out of here. You guys keep up with the show. We've always got more for you. Always appreciate Ryan. He's going to enjoy the Masters this weekend. You guys have a good time there. Zunaid, you sticking around for a couple more, or are you out?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a couple more. I am curious, Chad. I know in the past we've had Ninja Trader, who we did a future show with. We're looking at a couple of different possibilities for 11 o'clock. So, I mean, I don't know how the easiest way. I don't know if there's a poll that we can do on YouTube, but if you want, you can just smack a 1 in the chat if you would be interested in a future show. The same way it'd be me doing it, and we'd go over all things futures. But right now you can see, you have yours up. But yeah, you can see you've got, I assume that yellow line is VWAP, right? Well, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Exactly.
So so I figured I was gonna say you've got VWAP.
Oh no, the yellow's the 50. This is on the 5 minute. VWAP's below.
Right over there. All right, so it looks like
it's just holding in here. It seems like it's just holding in here, right? I mean, sideways consolidation. That's what we have right now, right?
Yeah.
We just need to see if it's going to go above 315 or 314. I think you just keep it really binary right now, and it's 1 point upside, 1 point downside right now. Maybe the 50-cent downside, 50-cent upside. So right here, kind of middle in the water. We'll find out what happens.
Let's see what we've got going on in NVIDIA here. That one's, What should we do with you, NVIDIA?
How do you get a Benzinga t-shirt? Looks like we need to do another giveaway. But if you want to check out our swag, you can always go to swag.benzinga.com. If you're just looking to get a shirt. I'd love an option show on Benzinga. You hear that, Zunaid?
An option show? Okay.
We
could make that happen. We could make that happen.
Options, baby. I'll tell you what. Don't bring me on that show. I suck at options.
Oh man.
You gotta know what you're good at, right? I mean, that's life, right? Don't act like you're good at something and you really ain't, right? That's one thing that you learn really on as a kid. You're like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Amen to that. So you've got, by the way, support was found here. Let me put my up here.
Yeah,
thanks, you appreciation. You got support that was found at 264 on NVIDIA. Now it's trying, you're above VWAP here. So I'm going to put it up. You're above VWAP here. You tested it. Now you're bouncing from that side. I'm interested in the, what is this that I've got pulled up? The 267 calls. They're currently trading for about 118 or so. I'm waiting to see how this candle closes in 4 minutes. What I would be interested in this one. Come on, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
I'm telling Brian in the chat, I keep it real, like always, team. I'll let you know what I'm good at and what I suck at. I mean, you can't act like I'm an option expert and then can't do well in them. I'll tell you that. I tried for a while, especially when I was in college, but it didn't go well. Let's just say that. And I even took like an advanced derivatives course in college. It's not like I didn't learn about them. I know about them, but it just can't find the edge there.
What do I want to do with the NVIDIA?
Look how the Qs just did a little wick towards the 314.36 and then comes right back up. That's not what I wanted to see there. It's up towards the top of the trend line now. Looking to see if it's going to break through that. CRM is right back towards the lows here, but it still hasn't really broken down. But with that being mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and take some profits because I just don't trust the Qs right now. So I just took majority of it off on CRM, and now I'm going to really kind of watch Adobe kind of protect here. If the Qs break out, I want to be out of this name. So just keeping a really close eye on the Qs here. We went right back to the top of the trend line here and just bounce off of it. So I'm going to make these lines a little thicker so you can really see them. I think that's one thing that I notice. Sometimes my lines are a little bit not as thick, so you can't really see that. So there you guys see how it's just rejecting that, went right back to the top of it and rejected it on the downside. We'll see what happens here, but definitely took some profit there on CRM. Had to take some profit. I mean, we were up from this is 191.38 average. So up here, going down towards the 190.50 area, 54s. We'll take some profit there and see if we can just continue this channel back down, right? Just continue coming towards the lows.
Real quick, I am long wait, why is it not showing up? Oh, a different account. There we go, because that's the futures account. I am long the calls on NVIDIA. So I went ahead and got the 267.50 calls. My average price is 123, as you can see there. Would love for this one to go ahead and test the previous close again like it did. It did get rejected from there. Let me go ahead and cancel that. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to go ahead and cancel that. There we go. I would love for this to come back to the previous close there. So I got filled at $1.23. My stop loss is going to be about 95 cents. So I'm risking approximately 28 cents. Would love to see that on the upside for at least a 1-to-1 trade. Currently trading for about 120. So I'm down about 3 cents or so on the trade at the moment.
Considering getting back into deer here, but I'm not going to do it right now. Look, want to see the Qs really kind of come down and pick out that 314. Then I can start looking to take more shorts on the day. And you can see how we're just still in that battle. We come down towards the low again and just bounce again. So we're just stuck in there right now. Let's see where they take it. Let's see where the algos take it.
Come on, NVIDIA.
Yeah, Rando talking about doing spreads, more complicated type of options. That's probably the show that I would want to watch, really. Like, let's just be honest. I don't want to watch just like Zunaid tell me that he's taking just straight calls, because I'll be honest. That doesn't really do much for me. I like the complicated options trades. I've seen plenty of them, right? I mean, I'll give a shout out. Tasty Trade is probably one of the best options education out there. And if you want to take a look at them, Always going to be honest. That's where I first started learning options and learned a lot more about selling options on their show. But you need so much capital for that. That's one thing that I noticed, that you need like $100,000, $200,000 account. Let's just be honest. Unfortunately, Money Mitch doesn't have that yet. Maybe one day, but it is a tough one, right?
Roy, Roy, let me put my charts back up. Roy, are you talking about this right here? I'm looking at it. We're currently at 130, so we're up about 7 cents on the trade. And yeah, so here's the thing, right? I don't know if you guys can see my. I don't know.
Let me put his comment up there too for you.
Yeah,
there it is.
You're definitely right. It's kind of like, hey, do you kind of anticipate the break or do you go for the break? For me, I'm anticipating the break here because I wanted to go ahead and get in. So I've got 5 contracts on this one. Once I go ahead and see the break, I could go ahead and add them, or I could go ahead and get away. Something else, I like to go ahead and get options closer to the whole number as well. It's a little weird. And remember early on in the show, if you joined us, I said, hey, I'm charting options. I'm trying to see something. And so it's kind of like a mixture of both of those things. But definitely, I think the safer option would be for the break. And then maybe the retest is where you can go ahead and get in.
We are definitely battling between the Bulls and the Bears today. The Bulls are trying to get these Qs right back up with the technology trade. Financials still into the green. That's one thing I see. Healthcare in the green. Technology is just slightly in the red, actually. And that's what I want to see if it goes into the green. That's where we got to be careful because there'll be some turnaround.
All right, there we go. There's a 143s on the options contract that we got at 123. So we are up about 13%, 15% on those now.
We'll see what happens there. Good question, though, Roy. GFI
no, you're right,
going.
Phil. You're right.
The crow with the call out. He said GFAI going for 17. There's the Qs going a little higher, team. Not what I wanted to see there.
I'm going to go ahead and sell 2 of the contracts that I have. So I had 5. I went ahead and sold 2 of them at, let me see what this trade station notification says. 151 is where I went ahead and sold 2 of them. Now we're moving to the upside. Here we go. The next target for me is going to be the previous close of about 168.50 areas. The next target for me, I expect these contracts to be approximately $1.80 by the time we get there.
out Adobe for like a 13-cent loss. I'm going to cut it really quickly since I see the Qs moving up there. Instead of losing on the trade, I'm essentially break even on the trade there. So I'm more than happy with that. With the Qs moving higher, got to protect CRM. So above VWAP, I'll get out on CRM, and glad that I took some profits on this and took majority of that out already. So there you go, team. I'm going to end into the green today. So another day that I've been battling. And I think that that's what matters in this market, is just being able to battle a little bit. Some days you're going to have that nice expansive day. I had that yesterday with AMD and Microsoft. Today was a little bit of a battle, slightly into the green. And I'm okay with that. You got to be able to battle, right? And that's what it's all about, being able to kind of keep coming in and out. And look what happened there on that AI trade. Nice little move there, and we still haven't even gotten the pullback. I looked at that VWAP as an opportunity. It looked interesting for me. I didn't take it, but nice little up move. It didn't even give you the pullback level there. It kind of went up there to the 2275s and now has been holding that on pullbacks. Could go even higher there on AI after the pullback right towards the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, now going higher.
Apple making new lows. There it goes. That one touches a previous close there. Let's see if NVIDIA can do the same. We are currently about 60 cents or so away from that happening. Let's see where we are with the contracts. And then keep in mind, these expire today, right? So data, we need moves to happen now. We don't want to just kind of linger around and slow dance. We want a salsa to the upside. We're up about 28%, looking for about 40% on these. I've got 3 remaining, had 5, sold 2. Want to go ahead and close 2 more as we get to the close to the previous close, and then I'll hold on to the additional one, hoping to get to maybe like 100% on them. Currently up 30%.
All right, I'm going to review the rule of 3, and then we'll wrap it up, Zunaid. I think that was a pretty damn good day for us, man. We kind of battled, and I think that one thing that you saw was how nimble and quick Zunaid and I were trying to be, right? I think we flipped multiple times on our outlook there, and that's one thing that I think that that's always an important thing, is what can we learn from today? Definitely being nimble and quick in this market. Look at the rule of 3 and how this comes into play here, right? So rule of 3 is all about upside action on the first one. That's going to be your first resistance, first support, right? And I think this is so important. This is why I like the rule of 3, because it really helps me start looking for the pullbacks. So this is the first one. Pullback, resistance again. Now you just look for it to come back into this box. Look how it comes right back into this box. Maybe it gives you a little bit lower look, but that's okay. You're trying to establish where the support is. If you see over here, it kind of just held this layer, right? Of this layer, this candle that came up there. And so now you're just looking for that third touch and then third support. Now we got it right here. And then at this point, this is when I started saying, okay, the rule of 3 is set now. Now it's going to play chop in between here, and we just want to see where it goes. Look how it came up to the top of it, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. It almost did its own little rule of 3 right there, and then started going higher. This is what we look for a lot of the times when I'm looking for these kind of patterns, because it seems to work. Mitch's rule of 3 just sometimes works. We'll see what happens.
All right, here we go. NVIDIA approaching the upside. There we go. 195 on those. Go ahead and sell them. Bang. There we go. Well, those were closed at 198. So we got the previous close. Target number 1 was met. Target number 2 has been met on the previous close. Now we've got 1 more left. And you can see right here with the 1 contract that we have left that we bought at 123. Now we're up about $76 on that 1 contract. And we will look to see if we can go ahead and get a push to the 270s right over there, which was yesterday's high. And that's going to be target number 3 for me.
Not bad there. That's what it's all about. And being able to flip, the Qs went strong there. And what does it do? It brings a lot of the stocks and sectors and industries with it. I think that that's the important thing. You see that in video go, and you see a lot of charts in the tech right there, kind of give you that next lift, right? Apple went a little higher, right? It's not just one name. And I think that's the important thing also, as a little bit of a learning lesson. When you see the industries kind of give you that nice little lift, look to see how you get those stocks to really kind of push after that and you'll start seeing how they really start getting a nice little move. Even Costco is now starting to get a little lift. Cisco right back, Netflix right back, right? And so when stocks start making this move, this is how we can sometimes be on the brake pedal and the gas pedal some days. Now you're starting to get that little bit of an up action. You look for stocks that you wanted to stay strong, right? I talked about LITE. We'll see if this goes a little bit higher towards the 48. Qs did go up there towards the 315 and close right near the top of it, 315.05. So that's a good outlook for continuation, a little bit higher. We'll see what happens today. Any last comments, Zunaid?
Stay safe, stay green, enjoy the weekend, celebrate with the loved ones, and we will see you on Monday.
All right. We will see you on Monday, team. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. And like always, smash a like on your way out.
On track, now we